Hi students, again some excellent presentations. It's really pleasing to see that some of you are developing an understanding of what algorithms are in relation to social media and how they can affect brands and brands' decisions around the content that they create. So, in this age of anti-brand algorithm, where social media platforms want brands to pay if they're going to reach their audience, where social media platforms want people-to-people content over branded content, is this the end of free reach? Is it the end of us being able to use social media marketing, organic sort of posting organic content on social media to achieve achieve reaching our audience? So hopefully by the end of both the group session and this session, you will develop an understanding of what social media algorithms are, how each platform has its own algorithm, and how those change regularly, and how, as part of our practice as being good social media marketing practitioners, we need to invest time in researching and understanding those algorithms. Also, hopefully you'll understand that when it comes to being good at social media marketing, it is quality over quantity. It is getting to know exactly what your audience wants to see, what they like, what they'll engage with, rather than just posting all of the time. So with the resources that I provided today on Moodle, hopefully you would have seen that there is a lot of statistics out there, a lot of data that indicates that year on year, branded reach is reducing. So when a brand shares content on a social media platform such as Facebook, that they're reaching a smaller percentage of their audience. However, there are certain types of content that are reaching more people. So again, from the research, it's really important to find out what's the best type of content to post, what apps should you be using, so that you can help to get around this anti-brand algorithm and still reach your audience with your organic, your non-paid posts. So we have quite a few challenges being social media marketers today. One of those challenges is noise. If you think about the last minute that I've been speaking, over 500 hours of video have been uploaded to YouTube. So that's a huge amount of information that's constantly being added to the internet. If you think about Facebook posts, if you think about Twitter tweets and YouTube and TikToks and Instagram, there's just so much content constantly being added to the internet, into social media, and people are constantly having this in their news feed, and the platform needs to decide what will you see. And there's so much, and the platform uses this algorithm, this complicated computer processing to say, okay, this person likes this person will respond to this, and it sorts that information. So it's really important to understand the algorithm because of the sheer volume of content. It's also important to realize that in this age of abundant information, we humans have a diminished attention span. We cannot concentrate for as long as we used to be able to. We're so used to being entertained. We are so used to just scrolling and having, the selection, a buffet of information to choose from. It takes a lot to grab our attention. So there was some research by a university in Denmark that looked into how our attention span is diminishing. So I've got a little link to it at the bottom of the slide if you would like to look at that further. So we know now that we've got a lot of challenges in terms of understanding and playing to the social media platform's algorithm. We also need to stand out in a time of information abundance and a reduced attention span. So we really need to do our research and make sure we're publishing great content. So there are certain types of content that the platforms will promote and will show to more people. So we know that the platforms prefer to show person-to-person content. So the platform would rather show you a post in your newsfeed from one of your friends or one of your family members over a business's page post. So we're competing against person-to-person content. We're not seen as important as person-to-person content when we're brands communicating with our audience. So we have that challenge to overcome. We do know that most platforms prefer or will promote their own native apps. So if we were to do a Facebook Live video, or if we were to use stories and use live, we would have a better, more promotion from the platform. So they'd be like, the platform likes to encourage people to use its own native apps. So we need to learn what these are, learn what the latest ones are, and see if we can actually achieve more reach by using these apps. So do your research when you've decided which platform you're using for your positive impact project. Find out what helps you to rank more highly. What does the platform prefer and what does the platform promote? Because each platform has lots of different tools and functions, and it tends to like to promote its most recent tools and functions. Now, just to explain this terminology for some of our international students, we have something we refer to as spam. A spam message is something that is generally unsolicited, unwanted, perhaps not particularly useful, very sales orientated. The word comes from an old product. I think you can still buy this now. It is a type of meat in a tin, which some people like it, some people fry it, some people put it in sandwiches. It's not to my taste. I think it's a bit yucky, but it was a very cheap, affordable food after the Second World War. So we use this word spam to kind of describe rubbish, a post that is of little value or is cheap. It generally means if you're spamming somebody, you're sending them communication that they don't want or they don't need or is uninteresting. So you can spam people by sending them junk in the post, so promotional offers that they're not interested in. I'm sure you receive lots of flyers and leaflets through your front door that are spam, that you're not asking for, you don't want, you don't need. Likewise, this can happen on social media and with email as well. So if the brand thinks that you are spamming, you are posting too often, you're posting irrelevant, highly promotional, very me kind of content, and it's not providing a good experience for the audience, it will penalize you for that. So don't spam your audience. Make sure you send quality content that your audience will value and appreciate. So brands that spam too often, that get little interaction on their posts, will get less reach. Facebook will show that post to fewer people. Make sure you focus on quality. So brands that get good traction. So if your post is getting lots of likes, lots of comments, lots of click-throughs, Facebook will show that to more people, so you'll get more reach. And finally, use those native apps as mentioned, whether it's Instagram stories, Facebook Live, native videos, boomerangs, polls, stickers, all these new functions and features. Give them a go because you're more likely to get an extra boost from the platform for using their native apps. So very quickly, just to describe how social media algorithms work. Whenever a brand makes a post from their page or their profile, the social media platform will show that post to an initial test audience. Now, if that test audience engages with that post, the platform will then send the same or promote that post to a larger audience, so more people will see it. And likewise, if they engage with it, if they like, if they comment, if they share, it will send it to an even larger audience. And this is how posts go viral, and this is how you kind of that ripple effect, and stories are suggested for you, or posts are suggested for you because other people like it, people that perhaps look like you in terms of demographics, or the pages they follow like it. The platform will decide to show the post to you. So this is how we see content from pages that we might not follow because the platform, the algorithm, is recommending it to us. Conversely, if you post from your business page or profile and nobody interacts with your post, or if the interaction is negative, then Facebook the social media platforms such as Facebook or Instagram will show your future posts to a much smaller test audience. So it will kind of not want to risk that bad experience even for the test audience. So it will reduce the test audience population, and you'll have to work even harder to convince the platform that your post is worth showing to more people. So this is why it's so important to plan our content, to understand our audience, and then to create really useful, valuable, enjoyable content that we know our audience will like. So it's really important, as mentioned, to reach that target audience. Again, with some platforms, even when we're not paying, when we're not doing ads, there are still some targeting options. If you've created a Facebook page, you can actually choose who to show your organic, your non-paid posts to. There's some targeting options that you can tune into. And if you are showing your post to people who look like your target audience, they're more likely to engage, which will again create that bigger ripple effect. So your post will be seen by more people. So find out if there are any targeting tactics or tools that the platform offers when you're doing your organic or your non-paid content, because if there are, you must use them so that you get to the right audience and get the right engagement and get a better reach overall. So it's really important as well to post engaging conversational posts that, you're not just talking about yourself, you're asking your users for their opinion, their advice. You could be doing polls, you could be asking questions, you could be sharing other content and asking for responses. It's about community, it's about conversation when you're using social media. So it's imperative that you research the platform you're using, you understand how to optimize your organic posts, especially because we are living in this age of diminished reach. So in summary, do your research and learn about how to be discovered by the right audience, how to target your organic posts, what your audience wants to see more of, what content they like, get to know your audience, develop persona infographics so you understand who they are, what they care about, what their problems are, what sort of content they're seeking, and also do your research into how can I develop my post to elicit a response? How can I get people to share or to like without being spammy? So there's lots of things we need to learn to make sure we are getting good at social media marketing and that we can make the most of the opportunity we have to kind of contact and reach our audience without using adverts. So we've got these pages and these profiles, we have this opportunity to post. Let's make sure that we're doing it right, that we're doing our research, that we're getting to know our audience, and we're posting really high quality content, and we are becoming successful social media marketing managers.